You know, I, for one, really hope this isn't the end, friend. Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Nick here from the Lost River Drive-In, and today I wanted to talk about Chucky, Child's Play, Charles Lee Ray, whatever the hell you want to call it or him. That's what we're here to talk about today. Now, I want to preface by saying, no, I am not totally caught up on Season 3 of Chucky. I did watch the premiere episode of it, and I didn't hate it. If you guys know anything about me, you know that Season 2 really soured me on the TV series. But I have heard a lot from a lot of people that I trust that Season 3 is actually pretty good. So I plan on finishing that season relatively soon, and I'll be able to give my thoughts on that once I do. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about where Chucky currently is and what the future of the Child's Play franchise looks like. Now, Don Mancini has openly talked about how he really wants to do a season 4 of Chucky. And everybody involved, previous cast members, legacy cast members, they're all saying the same thing. They want to come back and they want to do another season of Chucky. And from what I've heard, season 3 opens that door wide open for another season. And if it's as good as people say it is, maybe it's for the best that it happens. I do, however, have skepticism that it's going to happen. I checked out the ratings for each episode for Season 3, and the last few episodes didn't even score 100,000 viewers on average. Now, that's not really that big of a deal in this day and age, because when you're talking about streaming and, DVR, it's hard to kind of quantify that when you're just looking at a base ratings for the premiere of each episode. But having said that, it has been a consistent downward trend in viewership as the seasons have gone on. So I worry that USA and Sci-Fi might just say, that's all we want to do with the property. We don't really want to make another season of this TV series. But if you're a fan of the TV series, fret not, because Don Mancini talked recently about how he has an idea for a movie, and he's writing that movie right now, and it's supposedly going to be canon with the TV series. And I think that Don Mancini is kind of being tactical with that. I think the point is to have that as a backup plan in case they don't get renewed for a season 4. And personally, I feel like it takes way less time, less money, and less of a headache to do a movie. So it might be best for them to just say, you know what, let's do a 90-minute movie. Let's not even worry about doing another whole season of this show, especially if USA and Sci-Fi are going to kind of give you the runaround and not really commit one way or the other. So it looks like, in some form or fashion, Don Mancini really hopes to continue the Child's Play franchise in its current iteration. Whether that be streaming, a movie, whatever it is, it doesn't look like he's done yet. Having said that, we need to take a big picture look at the Child's Play franchise. Look guys, the last thing that I can be called is a hater of Chucky. I just simply am not. I have been a fan of the Child's Play franchise since I was a little kid. Chucky never scared me, but he intrigued me, excited me, and it was just something that I loved as a kid. I honestly am kind of envious of kids that were actually scared of the little doll, because it just never did it for me. But I have so much reverence for this series. We need to look at this big picture and understand some things. Brad Dourif is getting to be a very old man, and you can definitely hear it in some of his voice acting now. It doesn't sound exactly the same. Now, as I said on a video I did with my buddy Cody Leach a couple weeks back, I don't really care, because I'll take Brad Dourif voicing Chucky any way that I can. That is one of the roles, if not the role, he's most iconic for, so as long as he's around and wants to lend his voice for that, I'm on board with it. But it is a constant reminder of our own mortality, and the mortality of some of our favorite artists, whether that be filmmakers, actors, writers. Eventually, their time is up, and that sucks. And I'm not trying to be morbid, but it really is the truth. So when I look at Child's Play big picture, I wonder if what we're doing right now is the way to go for the franchise. I'm not saying I have the right answers here. I don't. And it's really up to the fans en masse to decide what they want to see. And if that is a film by Don Mancini, or a season 4, or a reboot, or whatever it is, if that's what the fans want, then give it to the fans. But I think that I worry that Chucky is going to get stuck, and it's going to get to a point where we never see Chucky on the big screen again. Look, I was somebody that was a big fan of the 2019 reboot in the sense that I really enjoyed the movie. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was great. No, but I thought it was a really solid starting point to reboot the franchise. And I thought them doing new things with the property and not making the origin the same at all, I really dug that approach. And I would have signed up for more movies in that series. I was really, really digging it. Having said that, I understand why it pissed a lot of fans off because it was so different. And the doll looked like shit. But at the same time, it was nice to see somebody new come in with some new ideas for this series and try to breathe new life into it that could see it live on for generations to come. Now, I say that because, to my earlier point with Brad Dourif, we're not going to be able to have this iteration of Chucky forever. We just won't. And that sucks. Because once Brad Dourif is gone, Chucky, as we know him and love him, is never going to be the same again. So maybe it is the right decision to keep moving forward right now with Don Mancini at the helm and pumping out as much as we can from Brad Dourif. And maybe the best of both worlds is the right answer. Maybe we have a rebooted timeline like the 2019 film while also continuing Don Mancini's vision for the original Chucky with Brad Dourif. I don't see why we can't have our cake and eat it too. Now, as far as renewing Chucky, like I said, guys, it doesn't look great. I know Universal did a panel a couple weeks ago at their upfront where they were announcing new projects, and that was supposed to be where they were going to announce it if they were going to be doing a season 4, and it didn't happen. And I saw a lot of the chatter online die down because people started to worry, does that mean it's not going to happen? So I don't know if that iteration's even going to move forward. Now, I know the Child's Play franchise, just as a whole, when it comes to the rights, is kind of a mess because MGM owns the rights to the first movie, but not the sequels. So that was another reason why they were only able to make Child's Play and not a film called Child's Play 2, because technically they don't own the rights to that title. And as with all of these horror franchises, as the decades have gone on, these rights issues get more and more complicated. So I don't really know what's going to happen there. But I can tell you, I think for anybody hoping for the 2019 story to continue, that's not going to happen. That ship has passed, and a lot of people would say that that is for the best. I would disagree because I like the movie, but hey, the fans spoke, and that's not what the fans wanted. So what do I want to see from the Child's Play franchise? What do I hope to see for the future of Chucky? Look, I don't speak for all the fans here. I'm a fan myself, but I'm one of millions. For me, what I would like to see personally, I'd like to see Don Mancini make that movie. I would. I would like to see Don Mancini make a movie that includes the series in canon, and however he wants to do that, and try to tie up a bunch of loose ends. Try to really bookend Brad Dourif's time as Chucky. Guys, it almost seems like at times Brad Dourif is kind of reluctant to come back as Chucky. Like, I do feel like the guy's like, okay, getting a little long in the tooth here. So, in a perfect world, we do that. We do one more movie at least. We try to bookend a lot of this to where if it does really well, maybe you can make a sequel, but you don't have to. But it's a good send-off, worst case scenario, for Brad Dourif. I would also like to see it go theatrical. I really would. I don't know who Don would have to partner with, and I don't know what the rights are like for that when it comes to distribution, but I'd like to see it happen. Because I'd like to think with the TV series and the 2019 movie and just the legacy of Child's Play, with a good marketing campaign, you could put $5 million into this movie and make probably 5-6 times your budget back. So why not? It is a low-risk, high-reward situation. I would also like to see them start laying the seeds for the future of the Child's Play franchise after Brad Dourif. I would like to see them start to try to build something out. Like I said, I liked what they were doing with the 2019 movie, and I would have watched a sequel to that movie, but that's not the direction they went. So I'd like to see them at least start laying the groundwork for that. Whether they make another reboot, whether they continue off the 2019 film, whether they try to tie in the original Chucky to a new reboot, whether they bring Brad Dourif back to voice Chucky and reboot the series, I don't care. I just like to see that start happening. Because we're getting to a point where if Child's Play is going to exist, that is going to be inevitable, no matter what. So we have to start preparing for that so we're not stuck in this limbo of, well, I guess it's dead now. But Again, right now, it's anybody's guess where they're going with this property moving forward. But if I had my way, those are the things that I would like to see from the Child's Play franchise. But I want to hear down below from you guys. You guys, I know a lot of you are Chucky fanatics. I want to hear what you want to see from Child's Play moving forward. Do you want the series to continue? Do you want Don to make his movie? Do you want a reboot? Do you want a reboot with Brad Dourif back as Chucky? Whatever it is, comment down below and let me know. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Please like it. Again, discuss in the comments down below with me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you pulling into the Lost River Drive-In. But I'm Nick, and I'm pulling out.